Give that, give that a shake.
We're going live with the pre-show.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're going live. It's fine. We're not doing the broadcast. We're basically just setting up.
Okay, hang on.
We'll be live in a few.
1.5 ounces of apple juice. Where's my? This is my apple
Hello,
juice.
everyone. Welcome to the pre-show.
Oh wait, I gotta turn the camera on.
Oh, yes.
No, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Well, we're not recording.
No, but we do have the people who are on the Facebook Live
We'll
and things
see you.
could possibly see us, but we're not officially live.
Okay.
This
Do
would
I
be
need
what
to hit record on this?
Go ahead.
should be able to. Sure.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And just that button in the middle, and it should start showing recording.
I see the little eye with the face on there. Is that?
No, it should actually show a timer. No, you're on the wrong button. Come forward to the
Oh.
black round one. There you go.
Did you get it?
I think so. If not, I'll go over there while you continue
All
this
right.
part.
Sounds great.
Okay, I'm doing something wrong. There.
That's okay. Let's switch.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're at time. So.
Oh,
Did I do
the
something?
little white mark over here on the left is the actual one where you're selecting. So your movie was not on the. you
On the
were
wrong
on-
one. No, I was on
Ah,
that. So you got some
alright.
still photos of you going.
Hi, everyone.
But that's fine. Now we're actually on the movie, so we're good.
So I've already messed that up. Good to know.
We
Good to
messed
know.
something up?
Yep.
No, of course not.
Yep.
Welcome,
okay.
everyone. I believe
Good
it's
evening. Hi, how are you? We
comments. We should go to comments to see if any.
should see. So
Yeah, maybe nobody's watching. We don't know.
no, I'm sure that there are because it says we've got viewers.
Oh, we have viewers. That's really cool.
Yes.
We love viewers.
We do. So good evening, everybody.
Oh, I see up here. That's
Yep.
where the viewers are like,
Yep.
okay, great.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We kicked it back a week because we had a unscheduled thing that popped up last week. So we're happy to join you this week.
We actually had some friends who came in from out of town unexpectedly,
minute.
and we hadn't seen them for quite a while. And
Yep.
they've moved to Florida and are buying a condo on the beach. And
So that's lovely.
you need to hear about that kind of stuff because it gives you hope.
It does.
Because
It
here in
really does.
Kansas, we're as far away from a beach as you can actually physically get. We might be closer to hell than a beach.
I don't really know how that works. So
I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, the Earth's crust, or anyway. But
This is what happens when I let him freestyle, folks.
you know, I have a shirt. I probably should have worn it tonight that says, "In my defense, I was left unsupervised."
He is not joking.
And our producers, I think the one who got me that shirt.
It's really probable.
Yeah.
So this month on our cocktail of the month, we're actually doing a mocktail because it's Lent. And so we wanted to switch it up a little bit. Hi. Hi.
Look, all your relatives
Yeah,
are showing
I'm
up. That's
so
cool.
excited.
Yeah, my
Hello,
relatives could care
hello.
less.
It's so lovely to see you out there.
They're like,
Thank
"What?
you for
Eric's
joining
not
us."
drinking? We might want to tune in for that."
I am going to show you my shirt though because it's kind of funny. So I'm going to stand up real quick because it's my Bad Astra per Aspra shirt and it says Kansas Evolution. That's some flying monkeys there for you all, Wizard of Oz folks.
In case you've been buried under a rock for 80 years, really the only actual movie I think that we ever filmed in Kansas that was worth actually watching.
I don't know. Blood and Dust is pretty good. Blood and Dust is pretty good.
Well, that does have our producer in it.
I know it's a good one. It's a
And
good one.
but actually, In Cold Blood with Truman Capote,
Never
true
seen it.
story.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I never seen it either. My grandmother actually met him though, and said he was a nasty little man.
Well,
I have a signed first edition copy of that book, which I probably should sell because apparently he's just a horrible human being.
so good thing we're not having a
don't-
book club.
I didn't personally know him, so maybe not.
All right. So tonight we decided that we would do mocktails, which we told you guys about last month. And so it seemed appropriate that we would do a mocktail of one of our favorite cocktails, which is the Perfect Manhattan. Wouldn't you say, Matt Farmer?
We are really fond of Perfect Manhattans.
We
It was
really
one of our
are.
really first big wins about 2 years ago. Was
Mhm.
when we first did it. There are
Yep.
actually several kind of classic cocktails that people should have the ability to make, and I would say the
Yes.
Perfect Manhattan is definitely one of those.
I would agree.
We did find though that the influences of the rye that go into it have quite a bit
Yes.
to do with it. The vermouth, not as much.
Not so much.
Yeah.
But you do want a good rye for that one.
Yeah. So, but I mean, typically the very first time we ever made it, we used a Sazerac rye, which was fantastic. We have
Lovely.
not been able to find another bottle of that in 2 years.
Haven't.
Now, I hear rumor if you go to Texas, you can get a boatload of it.
All right. Well,
So
maybe
what-
you'll be able to check that rumor out.
I'm going to try and find some when I get in there later in the year.
Yeah.
But so for that though, we typically go to what's
Riverset.
Riverset
Rye out of Memphis,
which is
Tennessee.
which is pretty close to the Sazerac. And if you can't find that, Bullet Rye, it's got a little more
It's
of
got a
a
little
back
kick
end,
at the back end.
but it's also a very fine rye. And so what I've actually discovered is that I'm kind of starting to enjoy rye whiskeys.
Hmm.
Templeton.
Templeton Rye is another nice one.
Yeah, and you may remember that we went to a kind of an old time speakeasy last month, and we did. They have an old time prohibition cocktail menu, and so they had a drink called the Sazerac, which I'm guessing the whiskey must be named after that or somehow.
Yeah.
And it had absinthe in it. It has the rye whiskey.
Mhm.
It has the Pashad's bitters.
Mhm.
Very lovely drink. It's probably now my third favorite.
And we learned of a new one that I've been kind of trying to figure out how we might fit it into another episode because it's super yummy. And we did talk about it last month as well. So
That would be the Lady Songbird.
the Lady Songbird, that is
We will
correct.
definitely be at least featuring that as an extra if we don't actually
Yep.
do it. So
So tonight we are going to work on this mocktail, and I'm hopeful that I've actually been thinking about it. We might try to integrate some mocktails in just periodically because people don't always want an alcoholic beverage, and it's fun to do something that's nice and light and that you can enjoy. So we are going to do 2 varieties of the Manhattan this evening with the mocktail, and so they're a little bit different. The first one is going to be a Virgin Manhattan that has cranberry juice, orange juice, a little bit of cherry juice, a little bit of lemon juice, and a couple of dashes of bitters. And so I went ahead and shook it up. We decided to do one of each tonight. So I went ahead and shook that one up, and the other one I'll kind of finish here online for us. But so this one is interesting because it didn't seem to have the components of a Manhattan as much as fruit juice. So I'll just be curious to see how it tastes.
and something which I think we've mentioned before, but something we did learn is that the difference between when you shake something and when you stir something as far as cocktails go, if it incorporates a fruit or a fruit juice, then you want to shake it. Now, I think that probably actually is more important if there's actually alcohol in it because it as I understand it binds better. But if you don't have a fruit juice or fruit base in it, then stirring it is the preferred method. I will say that we actually do add a little bit of cherry juice to our Perfect Manhattan, so we do shake them.
That's his slide. That's him coming in under the radar, getting a little fruit juice in there.
Yeah, but so there are people who would actually say we are screwing up a Perfect Manhattan by shaking it, but because we've modified the recipe slightly, I feel like we're okay to go ahead and
I think
do that.
so.
Now, one other thing I'm going to bring up, just because people may not recognize me because I'm not as scruffy looking as I typically am.
Spring has sprung,
Spring is sprung. So my wife likes beards.
especially on this guy.
I am not as huge of a fan. So typically as a compromise for that, I will try to grow one for No Shave November, which is a really, it's to support nonprofit, cancer research
Yep.
for men.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and keep that beard through the winter because honestly, winter's cold. I don't like it. It's nice protection. But when it gets towards spring, I'll keep it as long as I can until it gets a little itchy. Some guys may have just beautiful beards. Mine is not really that. I feel like I'm
But
more
he
like
still
the
looks
scruff
super
dog.
cute with
So
it.
that's why I shaved it. If everybody wants me to have it, let me know. We'll see what I can do. But maybe we'll do a poll.
So this is our first one that we just shook. That's the cherry over there on the side. So we went ahead and used a cherry as our garnish. We also shook it and put it into a highball glass as opposed to our usual coupe glass, which is what we put them in. Also, sometimes we use Manhattan glasses. So this is going to be, you can see the recipe there on the screen. And go ahead and give it a taste, Matt Farmer.
Okay. Wow, that is you're gonna love it.
Is it tangy?
It's tart.
Mm.
That yeah, that is going to be. You're going to enjoy that a lot.
It's an interesting mix of flavors, isn't it?
The cranberry is pretty. This is on cranberry.
Mhm.
Yeah. The cranberry with the cherry is just it's a little tarty for me.
I think it's not quite what I was expecting, and because we enjoy Manhattan so much, I think I was looking for something that would have a little bit more of that flavor, and
The zing.
I'm not finding it in this.
You know the interesting thing about this is I might even add a dollop of honey
Oh,
to
interesting.
give it to take that
Sure.
sting out of the tartness
Okay.
and give it just a little bit of sweet,
Okay.
or maybe just a little bit of simple syrup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Because simple syrup's super easy to make. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and water.
Mhm.
You heat up. You don't have to get it to boiling. You just bring it to where the sugar will
Sugars,
dissolve. And you can make it. You can keep it in your fridge for a couple of weeks. It is so much better than the stuff you get off the store shelves. When I was looking for this stuff today, it's like they had
Yeah.
all the. Oh, it's just horrible.
So
horrible
this
products.
is our first one, and I'm going to say it's not bad, but it's a little tangy.
Our producer's going to try it.
She is.
Maybe.
Nope.
Oh
she can't
no,
try
can't
it.
do it. She's
One thing that we don't always remember about our producer is she is allergic to cherries. No go.
So don't kill her.
Don't kill the producer.
She's important to us. She's very
super important.
So don't kill her.
So the second Virgin Manhattan that we're going to make this evening is going to be a little bit different. And I actually hope it has a little more of a Manhattan flavor because the other one was kind of fruit juicy. So this one is going to have a non-alcoholic red wine, which Eric found this at the liquor store. It's there we go. It's called Frey or Free, whatever you'd like. It's a red blend, but it is an alcohol. Doggone it, an alcohol removed wine. I need to go that way. Sorry, love.
This is technically not completely non-alcoholic. It's like 0.5%. You can get a completely non-alcoholic wine, which would be a non-fermented. I don't even know how they would do that. Probably something to do with Impossible Burgers or something.
All right. So of that, you're going to want to use 1.5 ounces of that non-alcoholic red wine. And then we're going to use 1 ounce of unsweetened apple juice. And we're going to use 1 ounce of vanilla. This is the apple juice that we used.
We like Knudsen's. Or wait, this is, Knudsen's.
And then we tried really hard to find an alcohol-free vanilla extract, but we didn't have any luck. So we are going to be using just a pure vanilla extract. You can find them in the non-alcoholic variety.
You're probably going to have to get them off Amazon or a specialty store. Maybe Natural Grocer would have it.
Well, there you go.
But I honestly just didn't go over there and check.
So this recipe calls for 1 ounce. It turns out that this is 1 ounce. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour it in there.
Yeah.
And
good thing it was on sale.
Right. So then the last thing that we're going to do is shake it up and pour it in our glass.
Do we need ice on that one?
I did. And we will garnish it with a cherry.
So we're not.
Although
we're
not going to garnish it with a cherry.
We'd like our producer to try it.
We would. And so we're just going to give that a good shake, and we're going to put it in.
Maybe we could let her try first, then put the cherry in it.
That's true. So we're going
to. It's also the dark color.
Now that kind of also. The red wine.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Yep. Okay, so my hope is that this, because it doesn't have quite so much sweetness in it, is going to be a little tastier. So go ahead, Mad Farmer.
What? I'm always the guinea pig.
I know.
Or would it be the hedgehog?
Possibly.
Okay. That is a much different flavor. I like it a lot better than the other one.
Okay.
It's not nearly as tart, but it's not also anywhere near a Manhattan.
Oh, also no.
The vanilla is a weird.
The vanilla adds an interesting and not.
Our producer just actually made the face that I usually make.
So the vanilla added an interesting and maybe not so subtle element, which I was kind of hoping would work out.
Yeah.
Maybe 1/2 ounce of vanilla we could try.
Because it's kind of like getting hit in the head with a vanilla stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're I would have to say we've really kind of like missed the mark on both of these.
Yeah, they haven't. So I feel as though
I don't think it's going to help.
I don't know that it's going to help.
We could try. Throw a cherry in it. What the heck?
All right.
Do we have a spoon?
We'll do it. We'll make it happen.
All right, we're gonna put a Luxardo cherry, which is kind of like putting a really nice paint job on a Pinto.
And they said kind of crush the side and then.
Oh,
straight
she's muddling the
in.
cherry.
That's what it suggested.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Okay.
See if it makes a difference.
Nope.
Okie dokie. So what this tells
Pretty
me,
horrible.
Miss Mercy and the Mad Farmer.
It's actually not horrible. It's just not what you would expect if you're trying to actually do a replacement
Yes.
for a drink that you really like.
So I feel as though Miss Mercy and the Mad Farmer may have a challenge in front of us to try to find a better replacement for a Mocktail Manhattan that has something that is a little more like a Manhattan.
I will say that in the past, though, we have actually done for mocktails, we've just done a club soda with a little bit of cranberry juice in it.
Pomegranate.
Little pomegranate, little cranberry, one of those two, and like a dash of lime. Really
Not
quite
very good. It's not very good.
that. Yeah, I was going to say the
Not
other,
very good.
but just the club soda with pomegranate juice with just a little bit of lime in it is. Let's go back to comments. Somebody probably did. You put bitters in it?
We put the bitters in the first one. We did not put bitters in the second one.
Does the second one call? The second one actually calls for bitters.
Nope.
No, does it?
Oh,
Yeah, it actually did.
Doggone it.
Quick, put the bitters in it. Let's try it again. Good job, Linda. Look at her doing her research.
What?
Although, honestly, I don't think it's
I
going to
don't
help.
think it's going to help, but we'll do it.
I think I could put a half a jar of bitters in there and
Cut
probably
it out. Give it a go.
You know, she keeps handing it to
I
me.
do. It's how I always handle things.
Okay, that actually improves it by 50%.
Wow. Wow. Good
It's-
looking out, Linda.
It's still not great, but it's way better. It cuts that vanilla.
Oh,
that,
it really does.
that straight vanilla taste. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
We're still going to try to find something better.
Yeah, but again, if you just go back, like a really nice one is club soda, a little bit of pomegranate juice, and just a
It's not
splash
that
of.
much better.
No, but the problem is it was a very low bar,
That's true.
and so 50% better from a low bar is kind of like I just stepped over it
That's true.
and it went on about my day.
So before we go, because this kind of wraps up our mocktail edition of Cocktail of the Month this month, next month, I'm so excited. First, I want to give a shout out to my cousin out in the Pac Northwest. Love you. Mwah. And to my mom. Hi. Mwah. Love you. And I'm going to talk about next month's Cocktail of the Month. It's going to be our anniversary month, which we always love. 11 years we'll have been together. Our little eHarmony match is
We've
just
been married 11 years. We've actually been together slightly longer than that.
13. But eHarmony did a really lovely job.
We have
So,
hats and everything.
Maybe we'll wear them next month.
Yeah, we should. But if you ever get matched up on eHarmony and actually get married, take the picnic basket because it's such a classic gift.
I agree.
And when they offer you, like, we just thought it'd be really cute to like wear the hats around and people be like, oh, you're so in love. And it's like, we never really wear the hats because honestly, they're not that great of hats.
They're not.
But the picnic basket looked really cool. And I think we would have used that. So probably if you have that opportunity, pick the picnic basket.
Okay, so, all right. Next month, we're going to do a really, really fun cocktail. It's called a Dragon Slayer. And I know I don't usually give you a peep show for what the drink is, but it's called a Dragon Slayer. It's out of our Drinking with the Saints Holy Happy Hour. Super excited to do it.
And I think we ought to add in, as a specialty item next month, a viewer suggested cocktail as well. So,
yes.
So we've had some people suggest some. If you want to go ahead and go to our TSLHomestead.com website and sign up for our newsletter or put it into the comment here. If you have something you'd like to see us try, please go ahead and do that. And we'll take those suggestions and we're going to pick one, I think, next month that we'll add in as like a specialty try.
Sounds great.
And so we'll just kind of add a segment in for maybe like user suggested cocktails.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you next month. And as always, drink responsibly and get into the spirit of things.
Thank you
Bye.
very much.